Europe, Asia, and Oceania. All countries that I've tackled in my Naming Every Continent series so far. All of them were tough in their own ways, except maybe Europe, because for probably pretty obvious reasons. But today, I take on what is probably going to be the toughest challenge yet, Africa. Of 54 countries that are very diverse, and some of them are so small that you barely notice them. So before we get into the video, I'd appreciate if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for future content. Alright, so since Africa has a very different layout than the rest of the countries I've done, I'm going to be working from, let's do top to bottom this time. So, starting at the very top, we have Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt, and also Libya. Those are all countries that border the Mediterranean Sea, and mark the northern edge of the Sahara Desert. So consider them as a kind of transition between sand and sea. Egypt, in particular, is notable because it is one of the most stable countries on the entire continent. And has been a hub of civilization for millennia, from the ancient Egyptian Empire, and is known for its pyramids. So moving on, we're working our way into the heart of the Sahara. We have Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Chad, and Sudan. And if you count the disputed territory of Western Sahara, which some people say is an independent country, and others say is part of Morocco. And I'm not really taking a side, so. And all of those countries are desert, pretty much. Sand dunes interspersed with rocks and stuff like that. Though Mali was another country that historically had this huge empire. And one of its rulers is considered one of, if not the wealthiest person in history, which is pretty cool. Alright, so here's where things get a little tricky. So, working our way down to down the right of the continent, we have Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Djibouti, all of which are in a region called the Horn of Africa, it's one of the few places on the continent that is directly south of Asia, which is not something that very many people have thought of, and something that I only just thought of just now, which is interesting. So, back in the West, we have all of these tiny countries, such as Senegal, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. All of the pretty much all of those countries don't have a ton of significance. So Ghana is this huge diamond producer, and Nigeria is undergoing a population boom right now. But apart from that, most of those countries don't really have anything useful going for them. Heading down into the middle of the continent, where we kind of exit the plains and head into some deep jungle, we have the Central African Republic and South Sudan, both of which are very unstable countries that I won't really get into right now. And then we have Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, the Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, what are some other countries that are in that area? Now, well, those are all the countries that are and we have Sao Tome and Principe, which is an island country that is off the coast of Equatorial Guinea. And also, back on the west side of the continent, we have the Cabo Verde Islands, which are their own country. But, yeah. So, got back on the east side, we have the Great Lakes countries, or should I say, the African Great Lakes countries, which are they have things like Lake Victoria, which is one of the biggest lakes in the world by volume, and Lake Tanganyika or something like that. That is like a super deep lake. And it is home to the East Rift Valley, which is predicted to, in a few billion years, become its own ocean and split Africa in two. So moving on to the actual country aspect. We have Uganda, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, and Kenya. Another notable thing about that area is that it's home to the Serengeti, which is like this huge like safari area where you can find like zebras and elephants and stuff like that. And I've heard that's supposed to be really cool. And alright, continuing our way south, we have Angola and Zambia, which are two countries to the south of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is like really big, by the way. And then we have Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, South Africa, Lesotho, and Swaziland. Lesotho is one of only 3 countries in the world that are completely contained within another country, the other 2 being on the Italian peninsula, and which I covered in my Europe video. And then we have Madagascar, which is off the coast of Africa, and these islands and has like species that are nowhere else on Earth. And then we have Comoros, the Seychelles, and Mauritius. And we also have these like French territories, French and British territories that are like scattered throughout the Indian Ocean off the coast of the continents. So there you have it. All the countries in Africa, as well as a little bit of a geography lesson about those countries. So soon I will attempt to start editing my videos. So you might see like pictures in like the top left corner or something like that. And that's going to be interesting. And also I will be working hard to try and make my videos more entertaining. I'm trying really hard. I personally think that these geography videos are kind of funny at times, but still, I could use some work. So, yeah, I'd appreciate if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay tuned for future content. Thanks, and have a great day.